The Lord of hosts will do battle for us. Behold his mighty hand. God opens the sea with the blast of his nostrils. Lead them through the midst of the waters. His will be done. He opens the waters before them, and he bars our way with fire. Let us go from this place. Men cannot fight against a god. Better to die in battle with a god than live in shame. Praise God and down into it!
Alright, well I guess that's it for Behold! Parting the Red Sea. You know, that movie is awesome. It is OperationEndTimes. I'm your Jedi warrior for Jesus, Ben Hellestead. That clip you were watching was from the movie The Ten Commandments. With Charlton Heston playing Moses. And, you know, that's kind of an example of the finger of God in action. Because the children of Israel were trapped. And they had no other way to go but for God to save them. And today is November 11th, 2013, 11/11/2013, and behold, my friends, we are living in the most amazing times you can possibly imagine. And, you know, every time I watch that movie, The Ten Commandments, it kind of sends chills down my spines, but I think, you know, what we're on the precipice of beholding could be more awesome than even The Ten Commandments, because that is a movie that's just fashioned, you know, with the hand of man, you know, trying to show forth the glory that, you know, is brought to us in the Old Testament scriptures or the Bible. You know, 2013, you know, all the numbers add up. It's the changing of time, the 13th Bach tune. You know, my spider senses are telling me, you know, some kind of singularity is going to happen. You know, what was happening right there at the Red Sea was a singularity. It was something that was completely unexpected and abnormal from what was normal. You know, what the Pharaoh perceived as reality. He thought he had the children of Israel trapped and he was about to crush them with his iron hand. But, you know, I'm going to take a moment and, you know, I'm going to say that apparently I was wrong. Somewhere back in my videos, and it might have even been on the Tribulation 515 2011 channel, but it doesn't much matter. But as this year got underway. I think one of the things I threw out there was that the stock market was going to crash and that it would be reduced in 2013 to 13% of its starting value on January 1st. And that wasn't based on God telling me that the market was going to crash. That was based on me, the mind of Bent or of a man, looking at the stock market and the fakeness of it, But as of today, the Drudge Report has a story saying the stock market has gone up 108% since our beloved President Barack Obama got elected into office back in 2008. So, what I want to say is apparently I'm wrong, my forward thinking, my forward sight, because right now, as of November 11th, it would literally take the hand of God, the finger of God, to make a change like that in the market, especially when everybody's talking about how the market's going to keep going up, even though it still seems to be all smoke and mirrors, with the Fed pumping the market, manipulating money, and with the out-of-control debt and spending. To me, it seems like a house of cards that should fall. But it seems like it would take, literally, Moses, maybe I could stand there and go, and the stock market would crash, But, seriously, I'm not hating on the stock market. I gamble on sports here and there, so that's just like playing the stock market. So, God bless all the multi-millionaires, gazillionaires, and billionaires that have made that 108% under our beloved president, while 47 million of us have been on food stamps for 13 consecutive months. But God bless the uber rich, the stock market, they say since Obama got into office, it has grown by $10 trillion in equity. And equity is perceived value, my friends. And, I've been saying since I got both my channels going, is we've come to a time where you need to determine what it is you value, what you perceive, what has equity, Is it the stock market, Is that where you want to put all your hopes? Where you want to hang your future, I would counsel you to not do that. I would counsel you to put your trust in God, and most importantly, to put your trust in Jesus Christ. I went and saw the movie Thor: Dark World on Saturday. It was a pretty good movie. It wasn't as good as, I'd say, The Avengers. But, Thor's okay. I could see parallels, like in synchronicities. That's how it works nowadays. But, I enjoyed the movie Thor, and I've read the comics, so I know most of these stories. Even the one they kind of had in the movie, I kind of knew it already, But, the synchronicities, the parallel windows of sight, of stuff that comes out of Hollywood, whether it be TV shows or movies. But, Thor was all about an alignment that only happens once in, 6,000 years or whatever. And guess what? That's where I think we possibly are right now. In the movie Thor, it was like the 9 universes or worlds somehow lining up where you could see these big portals, gates. I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen, but you know what? Multi-dimensional portals and gates, I think, could be in play. And we got, this is the year of the comet. We got all these comets up there. We got Asin headed towards the sun, growing brighter every day. We got Lovejoy, the brightest of the bunch of them, coming on into our solar system. We got Enki that's just passed through Virgo. And Mercury is coming out of retrograde, coming out of Virgo. Signs of something kind of being born. But in Thor, it was all about star alignments and portals. And, Thor, of course, was fighting to save the world from the darkness. And you know what? Jesus Christ, you know, he's actually more awesome than Thor, but Thor's pretty cool. You know, I still like Thor. You know, there's a lot of good qualities in Thor. I had an Uncle Thor. You know, in my family, Thor is a common name, you know. But one other, like, parallel, you know, my spider sense has been telling me, you know, it's all about a boat ride, an arc, a journey, you know, a transfer, sailing, putting faith and letting God blow your sails, busting on through to the other side, making a landing on a shore in the bosom of Christ in the promised land. You know, that's just what's on me, you know, the spider senses. But, you know, what's amazing is, like, Viking ships. You know, I made a musical video a bunch of years back called Valhalla Kala. And it has Viking boats all through it, and it ends with a ship sailing off into outer space, a Viking boat. And, you know, in the movie Thor, it was actually really cool because they had, like, spaceships that were like Viking ships that were just flying all over the place, which were very similar to what I had in my video. And I had a channel on MySpace. You know, nobody even uses that stuff anymore. But I used to have a bunch of songs over there. I had my Valhalla songs and some other Viking songs and apocalyptic songs. But I had this design of a Viking ship flying away from Earth, you know, on some kind of a mission on that page. So, you know, I can see, you know, that's part of, you know, if you're walking the glory path now is, you know, it's not so much always looking at crap in a linear fashion, you know, hey, next, you know, April 15th is Tags Day, who cares? You know, what you're doing is you start just looking at stuff that all stacks up one on top of each other, similar events, you know, similarities, and then you get a greater perception of the wholeness of whatever the heck it is that's going on. But for some reason, that's just kind of what was in my spider senses, is the 13th, and this trip somehow beginning in 153 days from the 13th, I do believe, is Tax Day, the 15th, in April, you know. But, you know, Thor, his boats, the Beta Breakers, you know, I used to run that race every year up in San Francisco, and one year we did the race with a Viking ship called Token Voyager. So, I just tell you what, man, somehow that's been imprinted on me is the journey. And perhaps it isn't even in a boat, it's walking on foot like them, the children of Israel and Moses, and literally walking across water to get to wherever it is we need to go. You know, God's kind of helped me out. You know, one of the things I had to do in the last year or so was learn to walk on water, you know. So, you know, I haven't actually walked on water, man, but I've done something similar, you know, which is just in faith. You know, I walked out, you know, I was diabetic, I was taking insulin, I was taking metformin, Glyburide, all sorts of drugs. I just walked out, you know, got out of the boat and walked to Jesus on it, and stopped taking all the medications, and just, you know, I'm still trying to live a healthy lifestyle, you know, exercise and diet, but I tell you the truth, you know, you know, I'm not trying to tempt God or push God, but even in my walk, you know, I've had a bowl of ice cream, or, you know, like, see, looky here, man, these are junior mints, you know, like, I could eat one, man, you know. But, you know, it's all in preparation. And, you know, that's what I want to kind of wrap up on. You know, this is OperationEndTimes. And, you know, there's been a boot camp. We've gone through all sorts of stuff. You know, maybe I'll be spending a little bit of my time in the next week or so trying to organize all the videos I put up on this channel. You know, it seems like that's what a lot of other people are doing to their video channels, to help people kind of surf through the information. But, you know, we've come a long way, man. If you've been with me from the start, man, you know, it's been a journey. Life is a journey, man. And it's all about the growth path, you know, the pine cone, you know, teaching, learning, growing, you know. That's the 153. And I think that's the journey I've been on. Maybe there's, you know, another journey to go on, you know, the 153, to put it in motion, you know, apply it, you know, to walk in power, you know. Behold! Like Moses, man, you know. I think, you know, when I read that story in the scriptures, you know, the angel of the Lord I kind of think is Jesus, but he's always kind of like, when he's talking to Moses or Joshua or whoever, he's like, why are you down there hobbling and crying, and, you know, get up and behold, you know. So I just pray, you know, whether God allows me to have, you know, some of the glory that I can hold fast and stand tall, man, and you know, accomplish whatever mission that He's put in front of me. And I do believe that's, you know, hopefully I've blossomed into, you know, I want to be an oak tree, you know, but a humble oak tree, you know. And maybe there's a tree, you know, in between an oak tree, you know, I don't know, the cedar, whatever. But you know, all these comets are coming. You know, there's a whole bunch of dates. Thanksgiving, there's December 16th, there's, you know, the day after Christmas. You know, things are only going to get more mind-blowing, you know, and my heart goes out. Like, you know, they're saying up to 10,000 people died in the Philippines, you know, the hurricane that just went on through there. And there's another one coming, Zoreda, you know, right behind it. And, you know, there's strange stuff going on, my friends. But I will tell you, just like, you know, Thor wins out in the end, you know, God and Jesus Christ wins out in the end, man. So be on the right side, man, because, you know, if you're one of them dark elves, you know, not good. All right, yeah, the comets. We got Israel, of course, is taking aim at Iran. We got all sorts of bizarre stuff going on there. You know, our president is on the verge of signing a peace treaty or some kind of nuclear agreement, basically giving away everything, and Iran not changing at all. Just before I sign out here, you know, the sun's been popping off. You know, that one sunspot, 1890. And, you know, that's been doing all sorts of crazy stuff with the energy flows to the planet and the magnetic shields. There's gamma ray bursts going off everywhere. I was looking at Dutchinson's, you know, his channel, and he's confident that there's some kind of radar, energy beam, microwave, you know, weather-altering distortions going on around the planet. Could be, you know. We shall see. But whether it's by man's hands, you know, because I don't think God needs to put his finger into the mix. You know, to bring the market down to 13%, he's going to have to do that, because I don't see it falling that far. That'd be an apocalyptic collapse of the stock market and the financial systems. But, you know, when it comes to screwing up the world, mankind's done a pretty good job of it. You know, we still got Fukushima. If people playing with the weather, which, guess what? We know there's a lot of reality in that. The Chinese do it. It's all the, you know, the chemtrails, the seeding of the clouds with aluminum and all sorts of other metal particles, which would once again react with light and sound and magnetism. And I think these comets, that's what's coming into play. It's kind of the monatomic gold scenario, where the monatomic gold opens a doorway and floats into another dimension, you know. I think it's all in play, man, just like in the movie Thor. But, you know, 10,000 people or more dead. You know, probably 4 million without energy or food. But one way or another, it's reflective of where we're at. But, you know, mankind, we've already screwed it up. From the oil spills to the radiation to the fracking to whatever the heck we've been doing to this planet for thousands of years, you know. Like, if you just look at the atomic bombs, you know, we've lit off like 6,000 bombs since the first one was lit off. You know, the planet has taken a butt whooping from mankind, and that's why it's all accumulating, because the only hope we got is that the finger of God comes in, behold, and helps us out. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the singularity I'm looking for. You know, I ain't looking for RoboCop. I ain't looking for Thor, you know. I ain't looking for Obamacare to solve nothing, you know. Alright, hey, stay thirsty, my friends. This is Operation End Times. I'm your Jedi Warrior for Jesus, Ben Hellestead. Take this time to ponder, to maybe go back through the videos I've put up there, because one way or another, it's all the Jedi training you need to get to where I'm at least, you know. And I'm not even sure where I'm at, but I'm always up for an adventure, man. So if the boat pulls up, I'm on it. And I've already pointed out a few, people that I would put on that boat. And I tell you what, it might surprise you who I'd pull onto that boat, man. People that I talk to and people that I don't talk to. People that I was talking to and people that I'm no longer talking to. I'd still want them on the boat, man. Ship of fools on a journey. But we shall see, All right, hey, take care. God bless y'all.